Okay, well, good afternoon. Today I'd like to inform you on Erickson's psychosocial developmental stages, which in simple terms is the developmental stages at which children grow. Using my human growth and development book, I have learned that Erickson's stages are based on social interactions, and it is broken down into 8 simple stages. I like to think of these stages as a list of items on a scavenger hunt. And although others point you in the way of how to find them and where to look for them, it's your job to go and get that item and check it off your list. Being a psychology major, I'm always interested and very fascinated into learning more about myself and being able to understand how I grew up and how it affects me today. What I've learned is that there are many developmental critiques and how to learn more about yourself, but I prefer to use Erickson's. I like it very much. I will only be covering the first 4 stages, which is from birth to 12 months. Excuse me, from birth to 12 years. That's not the first part. The first one is from birth to 12 months, and the second is from 12 months to 3 years, the third stage being 3 years to 6 years, and the fourth 6 years to 12 years. Starting at the first stage, always the beginning, which is from birth to 12 months, is the stage where we learn about our environment from our caregivers. We decide whether the world is safe or untrustworthy, whether we want to jump into it or not. What I've learned from a movie called Babies by Blames in 2010, he challenged that we have cultural differences and that other children learn these learning techniques in this stage faster. And a child in Nabalia does exactly that. He had learned all he needed to pass this stage at a very young age due to his environment and having to fend for himself. At the second stage, which is from 12 months to 3 years, it is autonomy versus shame and doubt. This is where we learn our own body and how to control it. This is potty training, motor skills, all those fun things and memories that your parents hold dear. Your first words, those great things. Our third stage, which is from 3 years to 6 years old, is initiative versus guilt. This is the stage where we're able to separate our real world from our imaginary world, our imaginary friends, and our real friends. For me, I think this stage played a significant role in my life because I'm a very social person. I like to talk to people. So talking to my mother, Linda Benavides, I asked her if I had imaginary friends. And she said that besides Barry, who you all had the pleasure of meeting last time, that when she asked me, oh, are you gonna hang out with your imaginary friends today or your real friends? I told her I didn't have time for imaginary friends and my real friends were waiting for me, which I find really funny. I'm sarcastic at a very young age. Starting at the 4th stage, or ending with the 4th stage, it is from 6 years to 12 years, which is inferiority versus industry. This is where we learn our basic skills from school. And although this opens up a new world of getting to know people, it's not to be confused with stage 3. This is where we receive that A on our report card, or that test that we spent all night studying for, when we ran the fastest mile in PE and you get to tell your mom, like, guess who I beat everybody today? This is that stage. So in conclusion, although I did not address the last 4 stages, it's because I have not yet reached them myself. Right now at age 18, I'm in ego diffusion versus ego identity, which is the stage where you decide what role you play in life. And I think being a college student, we could all agree that that is where we are. So going through the 4 stages that I covered, from birth to 12 months, trust versus mistrust, 12 months to 3 years, autonomy versus shame and doubt, 3 years to 6 years, initiative versus guilt, and 6 years to 12 years, industry versus inferiority, I have learned a lot about myself. And what I question is that since I know my story is not the same from yours or anybody else's, do we really fit this mold that Erickson has created?
What's our time?
4:15.